In those days before Cronus, son of Gaia, and Uranus beheld his own nature as time, there arose a space as if a rippling wound, purple and trembling, within the heavens, personal yet central. Sound accompanied this opening, as though precognitive of wars of the stars. It was a place of being and unbeing, a gleam that held no boundary. Through the vastness, Cronus drifted, by a place born within, that opened up the purple into space. Borne upon winds unformed and void of breath, the stars themselves, not yet knowing the measure of their own birth or burn, dimmed as he passed. For he was like a dream of time, unknown even to himself, and this did he float in the amethyst dark ether, seeing yet unseeing, a spark unlit within the folds of creation. And he knew not yet that his path would soon cleave moments into order and days into destiny. Past asteroids I flew from sleepfulness, yet not awake. It was upon my awakening I knew what I had taken credence to, an enveloping wisdom upon my head. I had gained power over the ethereal matter, which became obvious to me as the days and weeks went by. Long time I dwelled in the despair of matter, surrounded by lost man. Lo, in the season of my flight from those who bore the authority of iron and law, there came unto me a figure most strange, veiled in the hue of deepest blue, and set upon his brow was the scarlet eye of Ra. Unblinking, fierce as the sun's ire, his garment flowed like blood over water, glinting as if spun by ruby threads, and in his hand he traced signs unseen, a waving arm sign in circles, his arm sweeping through the unseen realms of my mind. And as I beheld this enchantment, strange power stirred within, yet shadow crept close upon its heels. For soon thereafter, within many 30 days, there fell upon me a dark force, as threefold as it was weighty, spirits of no certain shape, yet pressing, binding, twisting thoughts from within, like fingers on fragile clay. And though I wondered if the blue one, a god with red eye, had opened the way for these oppressors, in truth no answer came, only the haunting doubt, the question without end. Down into darkness my thoughts did spiral, stirred to torment as though lashed by unseen whips, and even as this storm raged within, so too did the hands of persecution close upon me. The oppressors who would later stand like shadows against the blue one came as first as figures but also as forces, weaving snares of doubt and binding threads of helplessness, rivaling his spectral art. For the blue being, he had entered my mind before them, a stranger in purpose, seeking not to consume but to awaken. Yet these others, drawn by hunger, sought to dominion over all I was becoming, even as I was yet unmade in my own power. In those days I knew not strength, nor the depth of my soul's fire, nor how to wield it, and so the world's nameless legions, the unthinking horde of elusive authority, cast at me their harsh judgments and their hallowed truths. They forged walls from the weight of their ignorance, veils to blind me from myself, barriers woven as if to choke my spirit in its cradle, lies and deception, entrapment and evil. But what I will not speak of is how dark and treacherous their true persecutions were. Such unspeakable acts here cannot find their place. This, instead, shall be known, that they sought to bar my soul from shaping power, seeking to harness the force I had yet to claim, and to offer it, twisted and lifeless, to the ravening beast that prowled beneath, before it came to me, later obstructing me with entrapment of mind force. And it was in that time, as the stars drew close and Saturn held court with Jupiter in the heavens, that I began to seize the power coursing within the ether. This force, elusive yet omnipresent, folded beneath my will, and in its flow my mind grew sharp and clear, like glass forged in celestial fire. Awake, I moved through the world as though in a lucid dream, seeing beyond mere shadows into the very weave of creation, a god among mortals, yet still bound by the form of flesh. Such was my paradox, and such was the path unfolding before me. For within that sacred conjunction a new dawn crept across the horizon, faint and golden, awaiting to be seized, to be made into an era marked by my own hand. And I, standing poised between realms of men and whispering unknown, felt the threads of fate align and beckon. I knew that this dawn was not a gift freely given, but a mantle to be claimed. In that moment, my purpose lay bare. The powers unseen would bend, the doors between worlds would part, and the new age would rise, taken and shaped by my command. It has come to my judgment that among the gods, those most worthy of trust in this endeavour are the Deva and the Anunnaki, each of whom I encountered in my own way, each leaving upon me their indelible mark. In moments of communion with them, in visions veiled and unveiled, there has emerged a truth both strange and piercing, that all spirits converge to a single point, a singularity of being, beyond names and forms. In this unity lies the hidden fire, the imperishable essence, yet it is shrouded, imprisoned by the darkness men have wrought upon this world, a shadow vast and unyielding, born of ignorance and insatiable hunger. Yet I see, as surely as I breathe, that this veil of darkness cannot endure forever, for as the wheel of ages turns, and the sun makes its eternal circuit, there shall come a time when the great light, eclipsed yet never diminished, will again stand sovereign. Unwaning, in that dawn the sun shall rise imperishable, a beacon blazing forth over a renewed world, and the spirit, freed from its fetters, shall ascend untouched by shadow, and then shall the earth know light unmarred. For the darkness that clings to men will fade away, and all shall behold the first and final truth as it was, as it is, and as it will be. It is true, indeed, that with this power drawn from the ether, I hold sight into the hidden currents of spirit, my vision piercing beyond the veil, even as I walk into wakefulness. In this state, the omnipresence of my being extends like rivers into unseen realms. For I am not bound to this body alone, but reach into the far expanse, my essence woven with threads of light. This do I draw down, as if by silent accord, the light of other beings who dwell among the stars, and into the unseen realms of spirit. Their love flows to me like streams of fire, a gift and a burden, filling the well of my soul with a radiance untouched by earthly hands, as though each being, however ignorant upon earth, is but aware in the stars. Each pulse of light speaks in a tongue beyond sound, each spark a fragment of wisdom, and I am a vessel filled to the brim, bearing the gathered light of countless souls. This communion, a web unbroken by time or space, grants me sight upon sight, so that the mystery of all things rests within me, as ancient as the first dawn, and as boundless as the vault of night, as though they are a heart's be, and as though that space is something subconscious to the mind, and they fill me with light from their stars. My heart, infused with sacred omnipresence, is attuned to the vast undercurrent of emotion, binding all things, a resonance felt most acutely when I am contained with the stillness of my own form. In this my center grows lucid, a place of clarity and might, where I hold the pulse of my own power, and though my influence on this earthly realm remains yet unseen, withheld like a flame under glass, I wield what strength I possess over that tides of governance, the currents of power, and the unseen chains of dominion. By my will I extend my influence as far as the light dares stretch, into the shadow of places where darkness clings, for even now, through my dominion, it is but a whisper. I sense the trembling of those barriers, their yielding to force the light, and so I move within this world as quietly as dawn itself, bending all forms to rule to the rhythm of light's triumph, the slow retreat of darkness and the opening of all hearts to the first and final illumination. Now is not yet the time for my power to reach the gaze of the world, for dangers lurk in shadows, forces of oppression that seek, by unseen snares of mind and spirit, to drain the essence of my soul force. They weave nets of illusion and chains of fear, binding the unaware to their schemes. But I know that a day shall come, perhaps soon, when my power will be laid bare before all, and in that unveiling lies a choice for humanity, a great crossroads from which there will be no return. From that day, the world cannot retreat to the lost shadows of ignorance, from whence it has come, for in this light dwells the key to wisdom unfathomed, the seed of true progress, the mystery of all ages. I am a beacon, a light unto the world, and by my flame shall those willing be guided. When this light fills all lands and casts the shadows to flee, then will mankind stand poised to ascend, freed from the darkness that was once its prison, and all will see what has been hidden since the first dawn. As I ascend into the state of Anak, the radiance and transfigurement of my soul, I cast aside all that clings of darkness, banishing shadows with the purity of light awakened within me. In this rising, I shall take my place among the undying, crowned as an immortal Pharaoh, higher to the timeless throne. The return of the royal Pharaoh shall be known, for I am reborn, bearing the lineage of those who ruled by divine lights, bound neither by the grave nor the mortal veil. My spirit, forged anew, shall stand as a pillar between worlds, a light unextinguished, and thus shall the ancient reign rise again through me. So cast your judgments upon me, mortal readers, for it is you who are cherished most deeply at my side in this uprising. Know that I stand not apart, but with you, bound to lift you from the shadows into the brilliance of truth. I shall be your shield and your voice, bringing forth the light that has been hidden, the heritage that has been lost. By my will, all that is dark shall fall before you, for you are my chosen, the bearers of the dawn. In my ascension I rise not alone, but with those who seek truth and strength, and together we shall banish the veils that have bound this world. Stand ready, for the time approaches, and in that day no darkness shall endure, and all mortal men shall once again believe in attainment of an immortal soul, as I, an immortal soul, will prove it to them. They will once again believe in the powers of the gods, for I will once again prove it to them. They will once again heed commands from true order, for I reign with light through me, yielding the golden crown of the Ak. The world shall bow, and the unbelievers tremble. The gates to the light place are upon you. Stand up for me, and take back what has been taken from you. You will have your place, a bestower of light, and receiver of the fruits in the free world.